which is intelligence. You know that. You know what is ACO? You are always, you see, that, let me tell you something, and our listeners as well by extension. It was that same thing. That is why we're in this mess today we're in. It started from Azikiwe. Nnamdi Azikiwe thought he was a very smart, clever chap, but he was not clever. Tafawa Balewa and Ahmadu Bello were more clever than him. He thought that these people in Nama, oh, don't worry, they are cattle rearers, they don't know anything. I will use my cleverness to get them into one Nigeria, and I will be the president and the commander-in-chief. Before the British left, Zeke read in America. Zeke was thinking of the American presidential system of government where he would be the president. He didn't know that the British had other plans in mind. The British had their own system where the manpower lay with the Prime Minister, Tafawa Balewa. Do you understand? So all that nonsense that Zeke worked for, thinking that he was very clever, at the end of the day, he was defeated. Do you understand that? Now, that is the mindset that drives most people. That is why I said it before. Those of us who are born in the village, we are different from those born in the township. Anytime, people must listen very, very carefully. Anytime you meet somebody and you tell them about Biafra, and their first reaction is instant hostility, or they tell you, oh no, I'm from Ikwere. Ikwere is a clan. Ikwere is not Igbo. The person was raised on money stolen from abandoned property. That is a child of a brought up of criminal enterprise, stolen property. Look at Kenzarawiwa. Anybody that tells you, I don't believe in Biafra, I swear on my life, go and check that person. The mother was wayward. The father cannot be a Biafran. I bet you anything you like. I can bet anything you like. Anybody who is hostile to freedom for Biafra, I can bet you that the woman that gave birth to that person is a wayward woman. Do you know why? Most people do not know why, but I will explain to you very, very carefully. Everything about the way we are as a people signifies freedom. In other words, freedom is a fundamental makeup of our being. Every Biafran has freedom, the right to be free, implanted in the DNA. And I will go further to lend credence to it. That is why anybody who understands where we come from, that is why you have people need to go back to the village and live in the village to understand what we're talking about. Because all this township and the fluorescent light affected some of your brains. You can't reason properly. Do you know what it's called Ifobi? You leave your father's compound when you marry. Only the first son. Now we educate you about where you come from because some of these morons don't know. Only the first son is allowed to occupy the father's house as the first son. Every other person will have to leave. Every other person will have to go. You must live there and go and build house somewhere where you will be free. Where you can raise your own family, where your wife can come out and pour water away and people will not be fighting or quarreling over it. It's called Ifobi. And that is why we have, people must understand this. Which means live and let live. Freedom enshrined in the way we are as a people. And to even come closer to the truth, to reality. Do you know that despite the fact, I will use myself as an example, that I come from Ibeku. Do you know that my mother is also from Ibeku? I cannot go to my mother's village in Dume Ibeku and tell them what to do. Everybody guards their independence jealously. They will ask you who sent you. If you talk to me, they say, oh, one DM, go and sit down there. In other words, a child of their daughter. One DM means a child of their daughter. They are called Namochie. That is who they are. They will ask me to go somewhere and sit down, that when they need advice, they'll call me that this is for the people that own my mother, not me. Do you understand? Do you understand that? These are the things that most people do not appreciate. They don't understand it. Because some of these imbeciles, born by Yoruba women in Lagos, some of these bastards fathered by Hausa Fulani men who grew up in what's it called? In Funtua. Some of these idiots that grew up in Nasarawa, in Medugri, and traveled overseas from there do not understand what freedom means because they haven't seen it before. When they open their useless mouth, they can be answering Chijoke. When they open their useless mouth, they can be answering Ifani. When they start to talk nonsense, ask them, where did you grow up? You'll be amazed. They'll tell you, I grew up on Port Harcourt Road. Does a human being grow up at Port Harcourt Road? I grew up in the village, Isiama Faruku Ibeko. That is the difference between me and them. I understand the value system of where I come from. They don't, and they couldn't, because they grew up in a township built by men who are intellectually retarded. This is Radio Biafra. Here we educate, we enlighten, we polish the minds of our people to understand that anybody, I challenge you, anybody, if you go back to your house and your father is telling you, oh no, don't support that Biafra, know that you are the product of the bastard lineage. Your father is not real. Mm-hmm. Your father cannot be fathered by somebody who is Biafran. Mm-hmm. Your family lineage must be of the bastardly kind. Everybody, once you're born a Biafran, freedom is the first thing you yearn for. That is why we had no kings. Every people on this earth had a king. We only said, now Chukwu Abiyama is our God. We don't have any overall king. Did you hear of any Igbo king before? Was there any Igbo king? Ezenri was not a king. Ezenri was the high priest. He was not a king of the normal temporal nature. People don't understand where they come from. They don't know their history. They are answering one useless Igbo name on the street and talking rubbish. No wonder Biafra has not come because of idiots like that who don't know where they come from. Sometimes I don't debate with people born in the township because frankly, they don't know anything. They think they know that they can't. Did you go to fetch firewood from the forest? Did you have plint go into your foot and was taken out? If I take you to the forest, can you differentiate between Ake and the Cheku? What do you know about where you come from? You come on the 24th of December and you travel back on the 2nd of January. And you're telling me you're an Igbo person, you are one Igbo. Imbeciles. This is Radio Biafra.
Hold on there, Walida, hold on there. I just want to greet many of you. Today is the 8th of April in the year of our Lord 2022. As you may hear from him, he said, if anybody rejects the Biafran restoration, if anybody is working against that restoration of Biafra, that person is not your brother. Today we have what we call Idu. And it's very, very funny that they cannot see this kind of broadcast to use it to also to analyze and at the same time to do the way they call it. They call it exposition. Exposition. They cannot see something like that to do exposition, but they want to force us, for me and you, to believe. Just in the middle of the night, we wake up and then under gunshot, we say we are Idu. And that is why sometimes we now begin to think that people are not normal in their senses. But today, we are going to put it right. If you watch on the screen, I think, let me see if my face is coming out clear. Okay. Yes, my face is there. If you watch on the screen, I don't know that something is already. Yes, brother. Let me send you the link, but I will bring you in. Let me send you the link. I will bring you in almost in the next 7 minutes. We have a guest from what you are seeing in our screen. We have a guest that will be coming in the next 7 minutes for us to have one-on-one discussion with them. These are the people that have already, tested what it means, to be a politician in the Nigerian soil. Those who have already tried their best to see whether they can, through politics, to liberate the mankind. People who have traveled abroad to see the good things and to try to replicate it where we come from. We are going to listen to him and also hear his ups and downs, because I know in Nigeria, as a zoo we call it, if you don't have money, you are nobody. You must be a criminal for you to cling to power. So if you are going there as a normal human being and your hands are clean and you don't depend on the paying people bribe in order to vote for you, you are not going to get in anything. It is in the blood of the citizens. Let me come. This is it. Let me put order. Yes. I think I've done that. And the next 7 minutes, or rather 6 minutes, rather, I will bring you in. Today, many of you know what happened today. I don't want us to begin to dabble into something that has no meaning. We know that the freedom of such is not easy. It's always tough to get freedom of such. It's not easy to be free, I tell you. And especially when you are fighting for freedom in a land where your resources is what feed them. So you cannot get it so easily. That is why we always trying to follow instruction by the leadership of this struggle. We don't know what their plan is. We don't know. We are not there when they are doing that, their plan. I wasn't there when they were, constructing that their roadmap in order to achieve their aim. So the only thing I can do for them is to be able to obey and at the same time to preach so that people can be able to listen to them. We're going to have our brother, Dr. Chid. We're going to have him. And we are going to interact with him. He's also stake on Biafran restoration, how he sees this struggle we're into. If we are doing something that is not normal or we do any other thing, additional thing we need to do. And also, I want also him to touch. He's our brother. He's our brother, and many of you know him already. He has been speaking about Biafra, and I think he was one time interview our leader. Basically, I think in Canada or in US, if I'm not mistaken. So we are going to listen to him, and while we have 1 hour with him, and I'm going to bring a lot of people in today, so that I can be able to see them. Let us interact with one another. Today, BBC Igbo. They put smile on my face today. I know many of you will say, Methuselah, why are you talking about BBC? But I always report evil about what we are doing. But you cannot believe it. I saved it. I'm going to play it. BBC Igbo. They really describe this autopilot as very well today. And now today I begin to know how good it is to use Igbo language to do your daily activities. It will be very, very hard for you to use Igbo to deceive people. Had it been we have been speaking our dialect, our languages, various ethnicities, speaking their languages, you cannot use Igbo to deceive our people. It's not possible. So when I was listening to BBC Igbo today, the way they are analyzing autopilot, wow, I become afraid. I become afraid of going closer to anything called autopilot. I save it. Yes, our brother Dave, yes, he watched it, yes. That is it. Okay, I think without wasting more time, our brother, Dr. Chid, I think you can be able to come in. You can come in. If it's not working, let me know if the connection, I send you the link already. While I allow this broadcast to roll, while we wait for you.
They are probing, Jonathan, don't want to probe the oil sales under Obasanjo when Obasanjo was the petroleum minister. Buhari does not want to probe Babangida. Buhari does not want to probe the Abacha family. Buhari is on record saying the Abacha family did no wrong, that Abacha did not steal any money. That is hypocrisy. And you know why he's going to get away with trying, even mentioning or hinting he will probe Jonathan, is to see how strong we are. This is the time for all of you idiots calling yourself.
Okay, brother, can you hear me from here? We have our brother on the screen. I just want to confirm that you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Let me increase the volume a little bit.
Yeah. Melchizedek one. Methuselah. Melchizedek.
It's me, brother. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You are highly welcome to my platform. I think you should be the first guest since I started my live program to bring someone, let me say, is a Biafran at the same time, but external guest. Let me put it in that way, and I will explain with
I refuse. I reject that with every single atom in my. How dare you call me an external guest?
No, I said I will explain.
No, you cannot explain it. You have to take it back first before I.
All right.
Call me an external
I love
guest.
that. I love that. I love that. We are bringing our brother Chidi, our brother Dr. Chidi from Canada, and
yes.
Our brother, I will give you 2 minutes to introduce yourself. Even though many know you already, even when they saw the placard, they always try telling me it's good to bring our brother in. And just for the sake of those that are just watching for the first time, please, can you just introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Chidi Wanyang. I'm from Omoane village in Ozala of Nkano West local government area. I'm an unapologetic Igbo man. I am a conch Biafran. I am IPOB. I am an indigenous person of Biafra. I may not be an oath-taking member of the IPOB organization, but Biafra runs in my veins, and I do not owe anybody any apology for believing in the Biafran struggle. I'm a member of the Revolution Now movement. I'm a member of the Take It Back movement, and I belong to the African Action Congress. That's in a nutshell who I am.
All right. Thank you very much for that concise introduction. Without wasting much time, having seen what is going on today, because the viewers and me myself can testify, we have seen you one time, running for governorship position in Enugu State, if I'm not mistaken, under the platform of AAC.
Yeah.
So, and we have a lot of our people, telling us about using using true politics to get what we are looking for. Mm-hmm. And we try to explain to them, because our leader have already explained time without number. Juku also enter into that direction, and he couldn't find it easy because of the system. So you, at least, I can be able to come in contact with you. I want you to tell us what are your challenges during the time when you are running for that position in Enugu State. And probably, I know, having seen how Canada is, how they organized it, I know you want to replicate whatever you see there in our land. So I want you to tell us, what is your ups and downs that you faced when you went back home to run for that position?
Yes, thank you so much, Metusela. I will not be bragging if I tell you that when it comes to Nigerian politics that I am an expert. The other day somebody in the media had me on his show, and there was one professor that was talking there. He was saying he doesn't know what is happening back home. And when I start talking, he wants to shut me. I said, professor, with due respect, when it comes to what is happening in our land, I'm a professor. You can be professor in another field. So when it comes to Nigerian politics, let me take you back a little bit. When Ifeanyi Uba formed Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria, TAN, we were the people that made TAN work. Our brother, Jonathan, was paralyzed. PDP had left Jonathan. It was as a result and effort of people like Ifeanyi Uba that we resuscitated Jonathan and made him be able to stand for election. By then, it was too late. That's to show you how far back that I've been in politics. We were the ones that practically brought Jonathan out. That rally that you saw in the Ego Square in Abuja, when Jonathan came and declared, we came from Canada to come and see that thing worked. Now, fast forward to 2018, when Omoyele Sowore started the Take It Back movement. He said he was tired with what was happening in Nigeria, and that it was time to challenge these powers that be. People have a lot of misunderstanding about Omoyele Sowore, but that's a story for another day. So
we are coming to that.
Yes, I was impressed with the fact that for once there's a young man who is challenging this government. So when he was doing that, he met me in Canada, when he came to Canada, in Toronto. And he said, by then I was getting ready to run for councillor, because like you said, I've experienced politics back in Nigeria, and I know how politics is here in Canada. So I was already president of first of all, I was president of Enugu State Association. I led for 2 years. Then I became president of the of the Nigerian Canadian Association here. So I already have an experience, and they said, Chidi, we think you will make a good counselor. I'd already made consultations. I was getting ready to run for counselor. When Shore came, he said, bros, look, these people, they have everything here. They don't need us here. Let's go back together, because people have been saying that we abroad, we talk. What do we know? If we're serious, we should come back home. So he said, Chidi, let's go back home. I said, bros, this thing is not easy. He said, don't worry, let's try. I came and spoke to my wife, and then, it's a major decision, knowing all the dangers there. But once my wife agreed, we set out. That thing, I'm not kidding you, I spent over $150,000 to be able to go down to Nigeria and spend 7 months. I had to pay for my hotel, because even though I have other accommodations, but only a hotel is where it is safe, where at least I know there's security. So I paid for 7 months in that hotel. I rented buses for election. I mounted billboards all over Enugu. I printed posters. I made T-shirts. I made cap. I made jingles. I was paying for interviews on the radio. It was crazy. I was going to do consultation, and that's where I'm going to come and tell. When you are ready to do politics in Nigeria, they will ask you, "Na Biagodu, take chair, make we tell you waiting day." And then because go just come like that. So that telling you waiting day, that consultation from your kindred, from Nagigodu, you start doing consultation. Every consultation is money. Then you get to your those kind of things. Your village. Finally, you come to your village, bigger village. You make consultation, then you make consultation among the political powers that be. Then you make consultations amongst traditional people. Then Motopark, National Union of Road Transport Workers. No be smart.
Were you included? You included all these things when you are going home, or do you know that you will meet something like this?
How will I know? How will I know? Sure, all we knew that the people at home were saying that people are abroad. We should just come back. So we are going home. The first thing is, you organized meeting. They waited for me at the airport. They printed banner. I came down. They were singing. Member, the thing they sweet me. They shock everybody. They spread it all over the internet. It was sweet. After those first few days, then when you come out to do campaign, from organizing your campaign team, and there you will begin to get an insight into what you are going into. Then the threats, the dangers, oh my God, no be small thing, no be small thing. If I just tell you now, I say no be small thing, bros.
I know, even though I've never, but I know I've been a participant, but not to that level.
Okay. So we, as we go on from your questions, I will explain to you, based on what you want to achieve in your program. Exactly. It's such a big thing that I don't even know where to start and where to end. But basically, we went there. We did our campaign in all the local government areas, and then we came and did all the meetings with the INEC will have a meeting with all the candidates, me and the governor and all of that contestants. At a time, they started sharing money, bribing people. A lot of people dropped. They came to me with money. I said, "Are you mad? Can you buy?" It's an insult for you to think you can buy me. I will live abroad where I am, come back to Canada, come back to Nigeria. I think it's because of you. So at the end of the day, only 3 of us were left together. The APC guy, who the later, I forgot his name now, Senator, whatever. And then Ekene and myself were the only real candidates that actually contested against Ugwuanyi. And of course, the result came out. They just wrote anything they like. Even in my own ward, where I voted with my entourage and my uncles, the one that is around my own my own village gone. I didn't even get up to 4 votes. So that means even the vote that my driver put, the one that all the AAC candidates, none of them was recorded. They just wrote anything they like and they gave me. Of course, I left Nigeria the very next day. I wasn't even there to see the election result. Election finished on Saturday. Sunday, I was on a plane back to Makurdi. Back to Canada. When I dropped from the plane in Canada, I kissed the ground of Canada for coming back to civilization. And now, and I lived happily ever after. That's where I'll end my story for now.
Well, I would have said that you have used that 4 votes to summarize what I wanted to, ask you, because I know many people have been telling us to go into politics. I know basically it would have been a very good direction or move to make if they respect the rule of law, if the vote counts. And unless we are ready to have that ammunition they have in order to challenge them, because they cannot just come freely like that. When we talk about we want to challenge vote, because I've been at talks before, I don't hide it. I know the kind of ammunition they gave us to go and undo on the other opposition. So whereby when you yourself you don't have your men on ground, you don't have arms, then you are just there, to deceive others. And that is why many of them have approached our leaders several times for us to use IPOB as a political party, that we have crowd, that with these things we can be able to fix whoever we want. But we know that it's not easy unless we, as IPOB member, want to turn our movement as an armed struggle to be able to equate with what they have, because they have their own talks. And I know your own people may be even expecting you to give them something for them to go and vote for you, because it has become a normalcy in Nigeria that when you don't have anything, they don't see us they see us nobody, even though you have all it takes to change their life. Just like in Nigerian system today, it seems as if the only party we have is APC and PDP. When PDP is destroying their life, they will turn back to APC. APC now have really destroyed them. They want to go back to PDP again. They cannot ask themselves, what we have tried this one, it failed. We have tried this one, it failed. Can't we look for a new something altogether instead of going back to where we come out before? So in nutshell, I just want you to give me the experience on the youth on their own, because now we have been blaming politicians. We blame politicians, they are evil. What is your own experience on their youth on the ground? How do they rally around you? Do they demand something from you, or they just want to make sure that you go there and deliver you, and at the same time for you to give them that mandate, which is giving them the basic human amenities, which we are craving for how many years now?
Well, Methuselah, what I will tell you before I answer your question is concerning IPOB.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I can give you my opinion concerning IPOB and politics now.
Yes.
Can I go ahead?
Yes.
I don't think IPOB should turn into a political party.
Mm-hmm.
That can never work. It's like you mixing water and oil. It will never, and that's what some people misunderstand with people like me. That is why when you hear me say I belong to the revolution now, their focus is different. Their assignment is different. What Sowore called under revolution now is for a total dislocation of the system. When they say revolution, everything is brought to ground zero and you start afresh. That's what we call for under revolution now. That's this orange beret. Mm-hmm. Now, when you want to go into politics, that's why we have African Action Congress. That's where we meet people on a political level. If you're bringing the fight on a political platform, that's where we meet you. Now, when you talk about a movement, where you are a force that opposes the government and is always dealing with them, that is where we have the Take It Back movement. So you have to compartmentalize these things. If anybody is telling IPOB to become a political. How can IPOB is not a political party? They are freedom fighters. That's why you have command and control. There is no democracy. These are people who are fighting. They are fighting, and they have one assignment. That is what the Biafra or we die Biafra. This is what they want. Every other thing they are doing, they are saying it is Biafra. It is the Biafra struggle. That is the one assignment. That's the one focus of IPOB, and nobody should try to mess it up. Nobody should try to dilute it. That is what it is. I would like to talk about this much later. But when you talk about what the youths have become, I don't even know how to explain it anymore. The youths are, I don't like to blame the youth because the youths are victim. They are victim of what society they found themselves in. During my time as governorship candidate, when we were campaigning, I discovered that what politicians did was to deliberately kept the youth and the citizens without any kind of empowerment. They made sure that there was no money in the system. They made sure that the youths were jobless so that they can use them during election. All the money that they stole, they kept it. Everything the government should have brought out to see that there was money and people were not hungry, they kept it. Even the palliatives they kept it, as you saw during COVID. Then when it was time for election, they started bringing it small. So what the youths are hungry. The youths are hungry. When you're blaming somebody that they are taking 10,000 naira or 15,000 from APC and PDP, why would you blame them? Can I give it to them? I can't. And this person that you're blaming is hungry. So you tell the person to come and follow you and go and do campaign, come and carry card, walk out the whole place from morning till night. This person should have been somewhere going to work to make money to give their wife. They wake up in the morning, they're back in Aga. I'm going with Dr. Chidi to go for campaign. While his friend is going to work. When he comes back from your campaign, his wife will tell him, you ask food from the wife. The wife will say, which food? Did Chidi give you money? He said no. Look at John. John came back from PDP, this thing. He came back with money. So these are the things that you don't just overlook. The system has already created that kind of thing. And unless you are willing, like you said, to play by their own rules, which you are not going to do because you have not been stealing money. You don't have money bags with it. We don't have money bags in AAC. The reason why we don't have money bags is that once money bags come into your party, they are the ones that will dictate the tone of the party. Forget about your ideology. So those are the intricacies you have to look at when you're talking about Nigerian policies. So even though our youth are confused, they are dribbled, they are hit. In fact, there are some people that when I call them and say, I'm going to campaign on Saturday, they'll say, Oga, wait to on Thursday we have APC. On Friday we have we'll come on Monday and do your own. So you want
That's the business, our business, our job opportunity.
Our business, that's what it is.
Our short-time job opportunity.
Short-time job. They say, Oga, you know, the t-shirt we have is PDP. You get your own. Okay, bring your own so that after we do PDP, we'll wear your own. So that's just what that's what it is.
I'm very happy for your response, and this is a very truth and the honest response one can get. That is why we must make sure we say the way it is, so that even those that are commenting, I'm seeing a very positive comment to show that when one is speaking the truth, you will know. I don't blame them, like you said, because they said hunger is the root of all evil, because they're already hungry, so they need something, and that is why it's very hard. Now you can see what is going on in our agitation because of that same hunger. A lot of people have been paid to begin to distract, what we are doing. Even me, many people thought that I receive salary every month. IPOB pay me because they would be wondering every time I'm here talking about Biafra. In other words, I'm receiving payment.
Yes.
So that is why we must make sure that we teach them how to, be philanthropists to fight for your people. Now, coming to the issue of our brother, so I don't know whether you are permitted to answer, but anyone that you cannot, you don't need to. I want to know, because for me, I see the movement, unless they are giving a sign that the public cannot understand it. Because when you said take it back movement, and knowing fully well that we have cabals that are there, and you can see how he has been molested, they blow his nose, the other one, they kidnap him, he's still coming out. So me, myself, I don't know whether is it a sign he's giving our people revolution now that is not for election, but people should come out for revolution to take place, because that's the only way Nigeria will be free, not only through election, because somebody have contested. You see what they did to him. I remember those days, he came with the drone in his own constituency. I know military brought down the drone. They don't want him to know what is going on in his own constituency. And again, it's like he's also coming out again. So I was wondering, did he really mean that he's coming out for real to participate and win, or he's coming out again for something else? Because sometimes, our people, they love when you explain to them from A to Z. When they see sign, they will not know. Just like what is going on in the IPOB today. Sit at home. This one is telling sit at home. Everybody just, trying to, for DOS or for Mazen Namdekan to explain everything from A to Z. So, do you have anything? Is there any sign? Or are they, your party, are they coming again to become the real president of Nigeria?
Okay, let me explain to you. Igbo people, that's an ucho, but you have to be able to express yourself. And if you're expecting that everybody will be on the same plane with you, then you're lying to yourself. And it will be a boring world if people don't have different opinions. Even within your own family, everybody is not the same thing. If you care, then you will try to understand somebody's ideology. For so many years now, the reason why I am friends with you is because of the way you think. You're a very intelligent man. And you know me too, that I'm not a dunce. But for so many people in this struggle, they think Chidi, they've called me saboteur. They've done everything, but they are surprised. They still come back and he's still there. Chidi is a saboteur. They see me with Mazen Namdekan, but if he's a saboteur, come on and do his friends with him. They see him saboteur. They see me, I go to where they are doing ESN launch. I give $1,000. Say, this guy, he's giving $1,000. What is going on? It's because
I hope he didn't give it to your autopilot. This one, I hope it's not
me autopilot. Autopilot. I thought they had plane. Then somebody now told me that they don't even have plane. So which thing are they piloting?
Continue.
Let's leave that one for another day.
All right.
Let's leave that one. So what I'm trying to say is, for you to understand Showore, you really have to come near him, because the same way you didn't understand me, you look at Showore, you say Showore doesn't like Biafra. Showore. The next thing you see Showore, you see Mazen Namdekan agreeing to a meeting with Showore. They talk the details of that meeting. Nobody will ever know. You see that they are relating on a certain level. Showore has one simple belief, and I'll try to explain it here. Showore believes that everybody, every tribe, every region has a right to decide what they want to be. They have a right to decide whether they want to be Biafra, whether they want to join with anybody. They have that right. But he believes that the only reason why you are not able to achieve Biafra, the only reason why you're not able to achieve Oduduwa Republic, the only reason why you're not able to achieve Niger Delta, Middle Belt, Arewa Republic is because the ruling class will never want to give you that chance. And that you cannot wait for anybody to come and give you power on a platter of gold. You have to go and grab the power by yourself, however way you know how to. He believes that if we had had a revolution, when he called for a revolution, Mazen Namdekan will not be rendition, because we would have finished with all of that. He believes that the reason why Mazen Namdekan will be brought to court today and we cannot do anything about it is because of these people who are still in power. Showore believes that there are only two tribes. That this tribe is the oppressed and the oppressor. And the oppressors, whether they are Igbo, whether they are Yoruba, whether they are Hausa, they are together. If you want to know whether they are together, check whether they are when they're having an event. They are all together. They marry each other. They do their deals quietly, and money is sent into foreign accounts from PDP, APC, all of they are together. So unless we decapitate these people, they will never give us a referendum. They will never allow us. They will be killing our ESN people. They are the ones that say that IPOB is a terrorist organization. You think they don't know what they are doing, but they don't want to say that Fulani Herdsmen is a terrorist organization. They are the ones, the same people say they know where the kidnappers and the terrorists are in Kaduna State, but they cannot. They know now because they used to go and give them money, but they cannot go to touch them because of the International Criminal Court. But you can go to Imo State, you can go to Abia State and kill Biafrans. So that is what these are the people that he is fighting. Sure, he doesn't have anything against the Biafran agitator. And the thing is, the Biafran agitator must continue. And Showore believes that if he is able, by his action, to fight these people and win them, then it will create the room for us to actually do this thing that we have been wanting to do, and which is to have a referendum where we now say, what do we really want? I can tell you, Amazon Nnamdi Kanu will bear me witness because he has said this before, that if you can guarantee that the Igbo man's container can come to Onitsha and bet at Onitsha for him, if you can guarantee that even if he takes his goods from Lagos, that container will travel to Onitsha, to Bosi, to Nnewi, to Enugu, to any Igbo land, to Aba, peacefully without all the money you're collecting from him. If you like, call Nigeria Bosnia or Yageria or Nugeria. We wouldn't really care. The reason why we are caring is because you are marginalizing us. You will not put us into federal appointment. You will not allow us to bring our goods right to where we will sell it. You will shoot us. You're doing all that. You will not build a bridge for us. So the marriage is not working. So since we are not comfortable in this your concussion called Nigeria, let us go. But it is how to make it work that is not happening well. So Showore is just trying his own.
Network.
If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But that is what he has to do. Let me tell you why Showore is coming out for election. According to their plan is to decapitate Omoyele Showore, make sure he is not in the radar at all. Decapitate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, make sure he's not in the radar at all. Decapitate Chief Sunday Igboho, so that these are the ones giving us trouble. And when they did it, when they gave Mazi Nnamdi Showore the same condition that they gave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that's why when people say I've changed, I've not changed. I have always continued with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. My brother, know when to stop me. You know, say I get talk shows. So I'll just keep talking.
I know. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because I'm
okay. So whenever you think I'm going
this analysis, I will ask you the last question.
Okay,
I'm
good.
Waiting. Just
okay.
I love the analysis. It's making sense.
Okay, good. So when they gave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bail, they gave him conditions. Those conditions were conditions that are supposed to make people look at man. Let him not give us trouble. So you cannot talk to press, you cannot come out, you cannot gather. All of those things they told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu flouted those orders is because he knew that those orders were against the United Nations Charter of Human Rights. The United Nations Charter of Human Rights supersedes the law of your land because your land is a signatory to that agreement. So if your judge tells somebody to keep quiet, and under United Nations Charter, that person has a right to talk, that person will talk. The thing that will make you know that that person is correct is that that judge will not arrest that person. So that was why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kept on appearing, kept on having crowds, kept on talking to the press. And so when they did it to Showore, Showore said no. And Showore continued to talk. Showore continued to come out. Showore continued to do everything that he knew that were under his right. People were saying Showore is not obeying orders. So they did not also expect Showore to come and contest election. But because you must fight this war on several, see, war is about strategy. You fight war on several fronts. Some people were fighting at Abagana sector, while some people were fighting at Mpo, while some people were fighting at Onisha. Sometimes we lost the battle, but we came back, the war was still on. So in this war we are fighting, IPOB is fighting in their own territory. Oduduwa Republic is fighting there. But the political class are out there on the political sector, deceiving our people. Which other thing would have given somebody like Tinubu the audacity and their country to come and be talking and we are even hearing him? It's because of politics. So the only way for you to talk, the only way for you to challenge these people is if you had a political platform. In 2018, we tried it. We couldn't get any political party because we were talking as a movement. When it was time for politics, nobody could hear us anymore. All you heard was political jingle, talk, this. Only when we registered AAC, that's when we became visible again. So the only way to become visible right now was when, contrary to their expectation, Sowore came and announced that he was running for president. When they heard he was going to announce, they started calling the police. Are you people in Abuja? Did you hear what is going to happen? What are you people doing? They quickly, hurriedly went and arrested Sowore. Didn't you see it? 3 days to his declaration. He came out. That wasn't enough because they messed up. It was all over the world. They went and brought, who is this man? Ned Nwoko. Told him cook up something against him. No, Nwoko cooked up something. They arrested Sowore again. Told him to come to court. Arrested his lawyer. Until finally there was nothing they could do and Sowore declared. And immediately Sowore declared, he now changed to something else because anything you do to him now, it is political opponent. And now Sowore can come for interview. Sowore can talk and people will listen. Now, if Sowore becomes the president of a Nigeria, it will be a Nigeria where this constitution that does not recognize referendum, this constitution that says if you shout as IPOB, they will kill you, that constitution will be burnt and then you have a new constitution because you need a constitution that recognizes referendum. If like Canada, Canada allows a referendum. We had one a couple of years ago. If Quebec had got enough votes, Quebec would have become a country. And this is a civilized nation, but it is in their constitution. So you cannot blame
Let me come in a bit.
Okay,
go ahead. Yes, I know where people are getting it wrong because to just like somebody saying putting a cart before the horse, because we know that the constitution is wrong. But the process of getting into that position to change the constitution is the problem we are having as a people. Because we know it's not easy. You understand? So that is why what we need when people are talking, when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu we have sacrificed a lot. A lot of people have been killed in this trouble. So when people are talking about, do this, they have explored so many areas. Even today, many people got to understood today that the agreement they had with Southeast, let me just be specific, Southeastern governors, the communique they had, what he told them, that this is the thing he needed. They couldn't even reach that into the federal level. They hold it within themselves. And what he mentioned there is also good life, having infrastructure, medical care, and also opening seaport, just like what you said. Had it been this country is moving, nobody will care whether it's Nigeria or no Nigeria. All of us will live inside.
Exactly.
But it's not working. So that is why we now have other options to be, to discover. They say necessity is the mother of invention. Sure. And the process of, injustice meted against us, we have to rise up. What do? We now be even now people don't even care to even talk about restructuring anymore, because we found out that every year, every 4 years, they bring one particular scenario to deceive people. One time was restructuring. Today nobody's talking about restructuring. Even those people that are championing about restructuring are now clamoring for 2023 election. That is why we don't trust their political system. So I know you have elaborated that. Everybody have his own opinion and their own strategy to get to their point. Now, I want you to look into the issue of Biafra, which you are one of them. I want you to, from what you have seen, when I'm talking about Biafra, let me be specific. Biafra championed by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, which is the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. Having seen what is going on the internet today, people are, trying to, we have different factions. We have Masop, we have Bilie, we have so many groups, a lot, even in America. We have the one they call, there's another group now coming on. They are called Autopilot. We have another people now called Idu. Having put these things together in your own way, what do you think is the best way to go for this agitation? Just maybe in 15 minutes, if you can hand it up, just what do you think is the best option to go? It doesn't matter, provided it's your own opinion. Because I know people will be, everybody want to open their ear to see whether this man, is he going against my own opinion? Everybody's opinion must be respected. What do you have in mind?
All right. See, yes, my brother, the Biafran agitation is 100% a rightful thing to do. There is nobody that can fault that Biafran agitation. It is your right. Nobody can beat you and tell you how to cry. As long as they're beating you, as long as leave me to cry. As you see me, they cry. That's so the thing they pain me. The only thing that we must do as the sense people that we are, because it is not pride or arrogance when you say that Igbo people are sense people. Igbo people, in this sense, we are intelligent. And you need to reason like an intelligence is your ability to read this. I don't know, some of you don't know drafts. People born in the township, like Nnamdi Kanu said. If
I grew up in the village.
When you as a draft person, when you play, don't go back like this. That means you're reading the game. Exactly. When you read the game, you do like this. You cannot, when you're playing draft, you keep playing like this. Because that if you're doing like that, sometimes the other man will just leave you. Give you one, you chop. Give you two, you chop. By the time you turn around, he'll carry the whole thing and go. But as a real player man and guy man, you watch the thing. You change your strategy. In Oralia, you respond to what you are seeing. That's how battles are won. You don't say that because we set out in this battle saying that we must go like this. That means we must go like this.
Exactly.
Once your enemy has read your battle plan, even in football, what do? You pull back and you change your strategy. But your goal, remember goal, about the same goal. Your goal in football is to put the ball inside that goal. It has not changed. All the changes you're making does not mean that at the end of the day, you will now decide to be playing the ball and throwing. No, you are still focused on scoring into that goal. But somebody might see you take your midfield and take them to defense. It's confusing your enemy. So all of a sudden, they have told somebody to mark. You must mark Methuselah. Methuselah is your problem. 3 people that they put on Methuselah, because Methuselah is the one that scores the goal. You know what the coach will do? The coach will take Methuselah back to defense. All those 3 people, because they told them they will go after Methuselah in defense. Another person will go and score the goal. So this is the kind of thing that we are capable of doing, and that's what we should do. And that is why when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu started this struggle and he was leading his people, the plan was not that he should be renditioned. That was not the plan. You must be truthful to yourself. So as we are fighting that battle on that sector, something happened. We must react and respond to that thing that happened with intelligence. You see this, we said we must sit at home. If anybody knows, we are a warm mother. Why? Why would you be doing that? Are you intelligent? They are bringing your leader to court and they are accusing your leader that your leader is the leader of a terrorist organization, and that terrorist organization go and kill things and destroy things. and you are proud to say in the paper that it was you that went and killed, and then why are you paying a lawyer to go and defend you?
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense now. Then you might as well tell them to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What? You are a liar. If you say you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and you are doing this kind of thing you're doing, how does it work? You think, oh, when it comes to that aspect, you want your enemy to be a fool. No. Your enemy accused you of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You paid a lawyer to come and say, George, is a lie, yo. You see this number 1, they say it's a lie. Number 2 is a lie. Number 3 is a lie. John the mad. They now turn to ask people, and people are showing a video where your August people are saying, yes, today we are IPOB, we did number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. What are you doing? You're messing up the whole case. So, in a nutshell, the IPOB agitation must continue. Remember, the Bible says that the true worshippers of God will worship him in spirit and truth. For this, you see these Philistines that you see now, they shall be no more.
You see them no more. I agree with you.
It's just a matter of, when people like us were talking, say, shut up, shut up. I said, listen now, I didn't want to start talking about some people at that point. But when they started making me the center of their program, I'm like, okay, don't be saying we don't know. See, make your money on YouTube. Your viewership, collect 5,000, 6,000 from you. That's what you are protecting. But that you'll be saying something that is killing people and it's not touching you, that is pure wickedness. Why would IPOB be trying to tell the world that yes, we have ESN. Yes, we are agitators. Yes, there was a time that when police was killing our own people, we said, if you will not stop killing our boys, we will kill you. And you kill our boys, we kill you. But now, if you are willing to change, we not be saying we know they suspect you, we will never stop suspecting you. But in a war, there can be ceasefire. Ceasefire doesn't mean you have given up.
Yes.
Ceasefire means you're giving your enemy an opportunity to come to the negotiating table and lay his cards. When he lays his card, you look at his card. When you say, no, that finger looks like a monkey, that is not the hand of a human being, then you go back to war. You don't dismantle yourself. Not when somebody is now seeing you. Look, you are a warrior. You are in a war. And you cannot say that you are a warrior, a soldier, and you are engaged in civilian activity, which is what we are doing. Real soldiers talk like soldiers. Sometimes they do crazy things. Sometimes real soldiers lay their hands. During Christmas, during the Second World War, the German soldiers and the British soldiers, they stopped fighting. They came and shook each other.
Yeah.
After shaking each other, on the 26th, they went back to start killing each other again.
Yeah, correct.
Stupidity.
Yeah, correct.
That is real soldiers. So the struggle must continue. But you see all these people who are fake, who you're calling yourself autopilot. How did you start calling autopilot? Somebody just tell you that you're autopilot. You say, yes, I am autopilot. Are you?
You say come from above. You come from above. That's the problem. I didn't mean somebody to be okay. From above.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu set up a structure. The same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not get up one day and tell you that this structure, because he can do it. I asked somebody a question. I said, do you believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no longer able to give instruction? He said, I said, answer, because that will take us to another level. He said, well, because until he come out. I said, that is a 419 answer. Because he has lawyers that he talks to. Correct. He has his family that he talks to. Exactly. He still finds a way to get message out to IPOB leadership. If he does not want IPOB leadership, he could have sent a clear message. It doesn't mean that DOS is perfect. I have said that. Even me. But why do you say IPOB one family, and yet you cannot come inside your family and sort your problem? You're watching you come every day. Today I'm going to play a voice recording. Listen, it's recording. This is I'm going to special broadcast. I'm going to expose today. Today we are going to decimate them and finish them. Okay. Come back and go and carry gun and finish those people now. People are dying. You sit down in your comfort zone and you're just passing instruction that is making. You can't do that. When finally on this I will rest. When IPOB, and this is how I see it, IPOB came out with a strategy. And when they came out with that strategy of sit at home, which is an identified, well-recognized form of passive disobedience, it's a way of protest. It worked. Everywhere was shut down. Everybody knew that, yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went mad. He has people. However, some miscreants, that happens with every good intention. Kidnappers started using it. Armed robbers started using it. Political talk started using it. Everybody started abusing it. If somebody goes to do armed robbery, they catch the person, they will call IPOB to come and release that person. If a political talk went to kill somebody, they call IPOB and they pack all of them to Abuja. 800 IPOB will be contributing money to go and release those people. IPOB now became wise. Through their leadership, they said, okay, it's not us again. No. Anybody that wants to do, you can do. We are not stopping you, but it is not us. What happened?
Correct.
If you now go to do something, they catch you. If they call IPOB, IPOB say, no, you can't call us now. We didn't send the person. When we sent the people, we are responsible. But now, we are not responsible. But we are not saying anybody should not do it, though, but it is not us. That is a strategic. Oh, I thought people were.
I know. And normally, I have explained this. Normally, if at some point you do some things that don't need to be explained.
And I thought people know that for you to be making us talk like you should have known. You are freedom fighters. You are in a war. There's things, there are strategies that you don't just come and show.
I know. But what will you do? Because we have a lot of I don't know. I don't want to use a vulgar language because this is a public domain. There's a lot of our people that I don't know how they reason, and I believe it's because of they believe in too much superstitious. When we are growing up, we are told that tortoise is very smart. He deceived lion, but we well know that story was told for us to be smart, for us to know that no matter how level we find ourselves, we can be able to make it. But we now begin to expect tortoise to come out and begin to do those things we are told of. So this is the scenario where people are, seeing things, and our people love somebody that shout. If you shout now, had it been I have guns and a missile at my back and be shouting, they will follow me.
I want to look fearful.
Our people, I don't know. And for me, I know you may not agree with me. I can say that religion constitutes part of this problem we're having now.
Anyway.
I know, I always like to digress, but that's not really the issue anyway. Your explanation is really is wonderful. It's one in a million. I really enjoyed your conversation, and it's very nice. Like I've seen a lot of people commenting. I know many people have seen you in a different way before because I'm seeing people are writing, oh, I never know that this man is like this. That's how sometimes it's good for someone to explain himself, because when you already have implanted evil in your mind, implanted bad thing about somebody else, when the person is speaking, even the person is making sense, all these things he's saying would be to you like, he's against you. Because I have seen you in one program, one certain, I've used you to do program somewhere, but this is not what we are here for anyway. I begin to ask myself, what has this guy committed? Because he interviewed the person you call your enemy. So in other words, that person now become your enemy. It's just like here now, I interviewed Buhari. My brother, I become automatic enemy because I interviewed Buhari.
See, now that you have said it, there was a time that some charlatans, some people that were nothing, they were gathering momentum. Tony Nnadi, I had to bring Tony Nnadi to not that I accepted, not that I agreed with him, but that time he was becoming very popular. I brought him, and it was on my program that I asked Tony Nnadi, so what do you really want? He went off, at the end of the program, I told him, Oga Tony, have you noticed now that you could not even explain what your mission was? All you spent time here was just criticizing Mazi Nnamdi. That means you don't have anything. Later, do you know they called me and they said they want to come back and do that program? That the way I made him talk, I said, no, I brought out the truth from you. I wanted people to, and after that program, people understood him. When Ijele was becoming so powerful all over the place, I brought it. People said they left my channel. That Chidi, why did you bring Ijele? No, we needed to bring Ijele. Because when I asked Ijele, I said, Ijele, what is your contribution? This thing that your mouth is, what is your contribution to this Biafran struggle? Tell me what you have done. Ijele, he didn't expect it. Even him, they thought I was trying to praise him. He said, well, I bought a recharge card for some people. Say, Ogu, is that all? Is that what you're standing on to challenge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's own method? I thought that you have a group of people. I thought there are things that you have done. So it's just your mouth that you have. But like you have said, people couldn't listen. Or they just want, just because I brought the person, that was it. But we must be very, very, but you know what? I don't expect everybody to do the same thing. There are prophets, there are teachers, and in a congregation of maybe 5,000 or so, you have like one prophet. So people have to see those of us that we just talk. We are doing our own assignment. During the war, there were nurses, there were people driving the truck, there were people doing Reiki, there were people going to do Reiki, we are going to the enemy and do some things. Everybody was doing their own job. Somebody like Omoyele Sowore, he is not an IPOB member now. He is not, what he's doing should not conflict with what you're doing. He is following his own heart and his own mission. If he succeeds, when they were going to do Anambra election, we said no election in Anambra State now, but the election still went on. And we are where we are today. We cannot go back to before the election. We have to work from now, looking at the governor that we are seeing, and then bringing anyone he makes mistake. Like the other day, he said all the people in the bush, he wants to give them honest. I said, Oga Governor, come. Wait, hold on. You need to be careful when you start talking like this. So ESN is not the people in the bush. So you better clearly define it, because IPOB is showing you their front hand. Better stay there, don't go too far. By the time you start talking like this, you'll be losing them. At least the real structure of IPOB is trying to give you a little, just maybe an ear. But do
you know that ear now? They want to, just like what you explained with the draft. How I wish many of them pay attention to that analogy. What you explained with the draft and football, it explained it all. Even that ear, IPOB want to do like this. Do you know is the problem? That ear now, they said that ear is the ear of Sabo, that US has sabotaged the struggle, because they're giving a listening ear to somebody that is not a alien. It's just because he become a governor of Anambra State, which is under Nigerian state. Yes, we agree. You understand? But before I do ask them, if we cannot even negotiate with these people, if the person, for example, yes, you people need a referendum. Or come, let us agree on the terms and terminologies on this referendum. We say we are not going to go because we don't want to do anything. We don't want to have anything to do with politicians.
So how will this thing happen? Where will we? Okay, if we didn't want to go, then that means when they tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come to a zoological court, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will say he will not go now.
Exactly.
Did you understand? Why would your leader go to a court and lawyers will go into that Nigerian court? And these are lawyers who are practicing Nigerian law. Correct. Why would we go there? It's because that is the way the world works. That's why I don't like people who are talking to our people the way they are talking to them. God will not forgive you because and especially when you know, but because you just love the crowd. You just come there and just talk. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? What do you want to achieve? You just come in your program, you just talk. Everybody's clapping for you. When they leave what did you impact in? Why don't you bring this thing down to the level where we are facing reality? I was telling somebody, you say we will kill, we will destroy, we have all the ammunition. Go and bust Nnamdi Kanu out of DSS. Just first of all, carry all that ammunition, go and bust him out of DSS. Then I will know that you are really talking sense. But you have to face reality. It is that reality. Look at Ukraine. They are fighting, but Ukraine president is now saying, okay, we can talk. As they are talking, the war is still going on.
They are still talking, yes.
The reason why the war has not stopped is that the talk has not materialized anything. That is where the government must come to. And that's what everybody is telling the government. That's why when Soludo said, you cannot kill an ideology with gun. Killing Nnamdi Kanu, it will not stop. So you're wasting your time thinking it's by force. It is by you coming to negotiate. It does not mean you trust the person, your enemy, when he's negotiating. No. But because you have put everything in motion, you have all your red flags.
Mhm.
Once it starts going the way that you don't want, you back out of the negotiation. Go back to what you were doing.
Correct. Right. Correct. I don't know how to. I'm very happy to have you in this program, and because of the positive comment I've been gotten, I think it would be nice also to invite you here another time again. We're prepared.
Well, next time I will charge you. Next time I will.
No problem. I know. Provided you're impacting knowledge on our people, I know. You have reminded me some other people that are bringing people in their platform paid so that they can win the heart of the people. It's later we now realize they are being paid. All these
don't mind.
Lumumba, they were being paid. Some of them in America, they were being paid to come to interview. So that when you see Metisala with Lumumba, say, wow, Metisala is doing a good job. He will give us Biafra. Our people love I don't blame them.
My brother.
I don't blame them.
See, let me tell you the truth. That thing you said was true, and I didn't know. And I invited Professor Mulumba, and some people started telling. No, I told them up front, please, my channel is not like that. So they quickly now went to him, and because I was going to cancel the thing, he now called me and said, no, young man, I've watched your program. It's not that I'm going to come to your program. So I just want you to know that I interviewed him and I didn't pay any money. But you're right. People pay to bring.
They paid. Yeah, I have the.
Show business now. But my mother will always say, so exactly. All we can do is advise people.
Yes, and that advice is what I will expect you maybe in 10 minutes, so that your last word, and at the same time, the summary, and at the same time the issue. In fact, you have already touched so many things because it's nice to have people like you backing this struggle up, because when people look around, when many of you are not in the forefront, because you could make it, and I agree with you. Many people will not be doing the same thing. Some people will be doing their own in their own way, not just coming out to make noise. But our people love noise, and at the same time, somebody who show up, and that is why you see some hoodlums now came into this struggle and begin to bring different analogy of Elohim. Anybody want to tell you something, they say the spirit told them, the Elohim said, and people don't want to face reality, and that reality is that this freedom is not an easy one. This freedom is not something to get on a platter of gold. People will perish. People will die. It's not me, myself, I don't even know the date. Even though some people already know the date, the Biafra will come. But this is a journey. And our leader coming out from even the DSS custody is not the end of the Biafran struggle. It's rather is a beginning. But they have already told people that when he's coming out, he will come out with the Biafran flag and we declare Biafra. Everybody will go to his house and go arrest. So things doesn't work like that. No. I want you to just advise our people. Advise our people. Just 10 minutes. Advise our people,
brother. Our people, you must understand. Don't. You have to be spiritual. Spiritual in the sense that don't just believe based on what you see. Even when what I say, take it back and chew over it and try to reason for yourself. Even when you hear Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say something, we will become dogmatic. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu just say something, and if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does this, say Yoruba. What if when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said Yoruba people, ndi Yoruba, you just went and killed a Yoruba man, only to turn around tomorrow and see him say, my Yoruba brothers. Do you understand? What does that teach you? It teaches that even when you hear Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say something, for you to respect him and what he believes, because it's somebody who doesn't believe in all these churches that just turn your brain. He wants you to take what he said and go and analyze it and think for yourself. Because like the most difficult person to defeat is somebody who fights out of their own, conviction. It's out of your own conviction. My Biafra is not based on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I've told this story several. I was born in Umuahia. My mother had surgery. While her stomach was still open, they've not stitched her. Nigerian fighters came and destroyed the place and killed some of the doctors. She crawled, holding her stomach to go and pull me down from where I was and covered me. So that is the story I started hearing of Biafra. My Biafra is not based on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's based on me knowing who my people are and knowing that this is a fight for life. So every other thing I'm doing is aimed at restoring the dignity of my people, restoring the freedom of my people. I realized that I may not follow your own way, but the one that you believe in, can you just be loyal to it for God's sake? Can you forget about all the distractions? Anywhere somebody says something, you and that person, no, focus. That's my only message to whether you're IPOB, whether you are IPOB by birth, like people like us, you must focus. You don't have to understand me, but the one that you understand, stay on it. If all of us stay committed, if you are committed, if you're truthful, you won't allow people, you're going to Biafra, they tell you you're going to do nation, and you even begin to argue again. Do you understand why now? Then they're telling you have a leader. Tomorrow they tell you don't have a leader. Your autopilot is that nobody is controlling you. Okay, if you belong to Onyendu Simon Ekpa, belong to Onyendu Simon Ekpa and form your own group. But if you are with IPOB, why don't you just stay with IPOB? If Chike Dozie, by the way, is not DOS, Chike Dozie is the leader of DOS. Exactly. People should understand. If you have and you have the right to have a problem with Mazi Chike Dozie, but you are a member of an organization, why don't you channel it through that organization? That's why there's a structure. Understand structure. My brother, I have to stop here because, I'm a talk.
No, it's good. I enjoy when a discussion is flowing and when it's making sense, you will not even know that you have exhausted more than the time is stipulated. I really enjoy their program, and from what I'm seeing, people really enjoy your program. Like if you watch here, they said they enjoy it. That I should try to bring you more so that you can come to educate our people. At least when they see people like you talking, when they hear Dr. Nelly, they thought that many doctors are mad people. They thought that doctors are people that come and don't want to face reality. We see have another doctor, for many of you that are watching, and at the same time, he's not living in the zoo. Maybe they will say, okay, this one doctor, but he's living in Nigeria. The other one doctor is in abroad. So that's the difference. No, they always find a way to differentiate. So what I'm saying in a nutshell, people like you should be, coming regularly. I will be inviting you anytime you have chance. I know you also have your own things to run for. Whenever you have chance, we can always be in communication so that you can come and talk to our people. Because when you see some stark illiterate speaking Biafra, you see as if that's the only people they have that speak about Biafra. And when they started talking to people, they add it Elohim, spiritual. Like what you said, I agree with you. Not everything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu preach that I agree. I take some things that makes a lot of sense. And I work towards it and see me today, I'm supporting him. I must not agree with him 100%.
No.
And as soon as I exit this program now, I'm going to play our viewers exactly just what you just said now. About, when somebody speaks, you listen to the person, take the one that it makes sense and go with it. Instead of you to begin there and say, okay, you say something about this, you say something about this, therefore I'm not going to follow you. Now, I enjoy their program. I don't want to overflow issues. I want to thank you, our brother, Dr. Chidi, and I want to, my regards to your family, and please, never you relent. In whichever way you are helping this struggle, in one way or the other, everybody must not be in the same wagon. You can be in your own way and also supporting the struggle. I thank you and remain blessed.
Thank you so much. Let me just use the opportunity to invite anybody. You're not under pressure, but if you ever consider voting for anybody, if you just consider, please consider voting for Omoyele Sowore. It's still a long journey, but at least he's the only one. We have seen him come out. He's the only person who was coming to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial. It was there they tried to kill him twice. So just I put that there for people to know.
Thank you,
brother. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Now we have a very wonderful conversation with our brother, Dr. Chidi, and because of what our brother Dr. Chidi said, I'm going to play you a message from Sadhguru, and I would love to also, if you are here and you want to join Methuselah, because like I said last time, I said this platform is going to be an interactive session. If you are here, you are one of those people we are talking about. We do autopilot. And you are here. I know you are here, but you're not right. Methuselah, today is also a relief day for us in the life of freedom fighters. What happened today in the court of law, many of you know what happened today. It's not the end of the struggle, but at least it's a lift to the struggle. And even though our leader is being released today, it's not also the end of the struggle. even when Biafra is restored, it's not the end of the struggle. When Biafra is restored, that's the beginning of the struggle, because we must make sure that we defend ourselves. That's why we begin to see more enemies coming to fight in order to bring down the Biafran nation, which people have been clamoring will be the best. They want to destroy you so that the people will not say, okay, look at those that say they want freedom. Now they have their freedom. Now they are killing themselves. We'll be ready to, face whatever that is to come. I'm not even talking about building a nation. I'm talking about waging wars against the enemies that want to bring down this struggle. Today is a very good day in our life, even though yesterday, many of you who are in the other side, when I say the other side, you know what I mean. That started even lying to many of you that our leader is not going to come out today in the court. I don't know where they get their information. I don't just understand. I don't know. And what baffles me is that they will make their prediction. It didn't work this time around. They will not rest. They'll come again, make another prediction. It will not work. They will still come again. I don't know what is pushing them. Well, I don't blame them. I blame those that are listening to them. If you know you are here, you're autopilot, and you want to come in, please, you can indicate. I will send you the link. You indicate, I will send you the link. Then I can bring you in. I want to play you something here. I think I have it. Let me play something like this while I was waiting for all indication. If you know you're autopilot here, or you're intelligent, in fact, if you know you want to, I have questions to ask. Because me that is speaking does not mean that I know it all. No. At least there's some other areas I would love to ask you questions. If you want to come in, you can indicate. I will send you the link, because now I can't post it here for some reasons. Let's go to, I hope my voice is coming out. Yes. Let's go to this issue of Sadhguru. What Sadhguru said about believing in what you are seeing. What did he call it? He call it don't believe. This is believe. I know it's a mistake in the spelling. I hope it's coming out on the screen. Don't believe anything that is not at your experience. It does not matter who said it. It does not mean that you disbelieve it, but you just don't know that is it. I don't know whether I should, let me allow Sadhguru to roll a little bit before I continue my program. Let me see. I think the voice is not coming. I don't know why. Let me see if the voice is coming out.
Yes, hello everybody. Thank you so much for watching that program. I was on the other channel with Methuselah, one named Melchizedek. He's somebody who has followed me for a long time, and I follow him too. And it was really interesting for him to have me on the show. I want to thank all of you. I'm going to be ending the broadcast here for now, so that because that's really what was important, was my interview with him. And I can see all of you that were supporting and hailing. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Let's continue with the struggle, wherever you are doing what you're doing, whatever platform you are. And everybody will not understand what you're doing, but anytime you get a chance to explain yourself, do the best of it. And then at the end of the day, God will help all of us. All right, I'll see you guys in my next broadcast. And like always, from all of us here in the Worship Media Studios, my name is Dr. Chidi. On behalf of Dr. Erica, I wish you well. Bye-bye.